All right. Here we go, guys. Bangs are funky. I cut them last night. All right. Hey, Tia, how are you? How are we doing, everybody? I'll let people get on board here. I just signed on. And so thirsty. How are we doing? Is everybody lined up on top there? So, hi. Welcome. Full Moon Friday in Cancer. Being aspected by Capricorn. So think security and home, both of which are loved by Capricorn and Cancer. Hey, Faith, how are you? I'm looking at, hi, Julie, hi, Janice, hi, Laura. Oh, yay. And you're here now. I would like, awesome. And it's Lana, not Laura. I'm sorry, I got a thing there. Hey, Gail. Okay, good. I'm glad I notified you. Virginia. Han, okay, everyone's getting on board. Hey, Dee. Rosemary, okay. Well, let's all get caught up and we will start talking. This is a great time this month, especially this next 3 days, to think about security. Think about what makes home secure. Setting some wards wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, when the moon goes into the wane, pushing away, getting smaller, great time to start setting up some wards around your home. Black salt around the perimeter, setting up the corners, warding the corners, maybe with some railroad spikes. Getting your front door warded, salt lines, at the very least, put salt lines of salt across your threshold. Okay, Britzellis, hi. Full moon in Cancer, absolutely. All about home. All about the mother, actually, too. But really about security. Hey, Rapid, how are you? Oh, okay, so, really a good time, as I said, to think about making the house secure, making home secure, making your finances secure. I know some people are like, what finances? But think about a savings plan. This is the first of the year, and these are two kind of money plans. Cancer's water, and not earth, but Cancer does like money. Cancer likes security. And money is security. Money in the bank means if you get sick, you can pay for the doctor. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, you're so welcome, Robin. How'd that work out? What'd they do? If you can be subtle. How'd the thing work out? It's very, yep. It is a very, a lot of emotion, obviously. Cancer is a lot of emotion. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Yeah, Cancer rules the house of the mother, actually. They didn't. Oh, well. That's not cool. And like I said, a lot of people, that's not the worst thing that could happen. Adorable, sweet, and so tiny. That size. This is a tiny one. I've seen the bigger sizes that really can be very bouncy and yappy. I think that teeny tiny would be fine. Anyway, I have a friend who was a big Doberman person and wound up, and she brings home a shepherd. I'm like, what were you doing? She goes, I don't know. I really wanted a dog, and my dog had died a few years ago, and I was looking for a Dobie puppy, and now she's got this big ass male German shepherd that she adores. Don't get me wrong, but different breed, different personality. For those of us who it did look like a guinea pig. You're not kidding. Hey, Elizabeth, happy birthday too. Day ago, I know, but I was going to say that for those of us who like purebred dogs, and I do, I've rescued and I've had rescues and mixed breeds, but the thing about a purebred dog, I'm sorry for those of us who purely do rescues and purely do mix, is that you should have some sense of how big the dog is going to get, some sense of the personality, some sense of the energy drive. And if you live in a condo or an apartment where you're allowed to have a dog, but it has to only get so big, can't guarantee it with a mixed breed. But if you have a purebred, you can. You can sit there and say, I've got a purebred Bichon that's not going to shed. That's only going to get to be, 14 inches. And that's wonderful. I know you love your shepherd, and my brother and sister-in-law love their shepherds. I do not work at St. Mark's. I used to work at um, oh dear God. I can't believe I just said that. St. Luke's in Stamford. I used to be there years ago, millions of years ago. And Faith is saying the same thing. Shepherds, very protective, very loving. I'm not knocking shepherds. But if you grew up with, let's say, Dobies, that's a very different dog. Very different personality. Actually, I had a Belgian Shepherd um, when I was younger, and sweet dog, beautiful dog. Hey, Kat. Why do you ask about St. Mark's? Just curious. Okay, no, not St. Mark's. No, St. Luke's in Stamford. Millions of years ago, I was the assistant to the executive director there. Very interesting 2 years that I spent and learned a lot. Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the rescues. I've had some bad experiences too, where I've tried to rescue and um, made very clear, specific things that had to happen. The dog had to be vetted for children, and give me a dog that hates kids. I mean, come on now. And my kids were calm and gentle, and um, you know, not cool. A couple other experiences I wasn't really happy with. So again, not knocking the rescues. It's just the people that are getting the dog matter too. The home they're going into. So anyway, full moon in Cancer, and I was thinking about savings, and I was thinking about, so I'm bringing my lunch to the shop every day. Getting back in that habit saves a lot of money. Different ways you can save money and start a savings plan and start putting some money away. Pop up with comments. I hate to. Oh, you got a Belgian Shepherd too. Okay, Karen over here on YouTube is saying she has two grand dogs, a German Shepherd and a black Belgium. And then she was black and gold. She's a beautiful, beautiful dog. So anyway, um, but think of things you do that you could, in fact, drop habits that would let you save some money. And even if it's just $5 a week, putting that away someplace, um, it's a good idea. The way things are going, it's harder too. Oh, okay, everyone's going to talk about their dogs. The coyotes in Connecticut have been really loud too. Rapid. And Claire is saying she got a Bichon mix, and Bichon's ours. I've never heard. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I've never heard of a nasty Bichon. I've never ever met or seen or heard of a Bichon that wasn't sweet. In fact, I think it has a family dog, the Basset Hound. Of course, I love Bassets. And Bichons. These Bichons are little tanks. They are small-ish, but they are built like little bulldogs. They are really rugged and wonderful dispositions. So I love Cavalier King Charleses, but they have a lot of health issues. And wonderful dogs. Um, oh, you will Havanese. Oh, the Labradoodles seem to be either really sweet or off the wall crazy, which is how labs are anyway. I think whether they use an English or an American lab, where the English labs tend to be bigger, stockier, and calmer. I've had both, and I've had both at the same time. And then the American labs are just run, run, run. They're longer legged and they are off the wall. So um, so I think labradoodles can be right, but I don't know about that. There are dogs that are psycho. There really are. There are dogs that come out of the gate and they don't like people. And I've talked to vets and they've said it. Um, there are dogs that can be downright mean, and I don't think it's many. Oh, multi-poo. Everyone loves shepherds. The German Shepherd Club going here in a minute. I think it's a big dog, small dog thing. I love that. I love the Basset Hounds because they are not tall dogs, but they really are big dogs. They're husky and I have never had a dog as sweet as my Noah was. I've never had a dog with a kinder, sweeter disposition. They are just wonderful, wonderful dogs. Oh my gosh. Well, they are smart. Oh, only 7 years old. My Noah was only 7. Cancer. I'm sorry, Kat. That sucks when they're so young and they go. You want, yeah, they are. They are wonderful. But yeah. Anyway, it is amazing. The dogs, we don't deserve them. Human beings do not deserve them. They really are little angels without wings. They're just wonderful, and they give so much more than they get back. It's amazing. So I've had pet psychics in the store, as you know. I remember having this conversation with Donna from Zodia Pet. She read in the shop a few times early on, back in the early Monroe days, and she was lovely and a talented pet psychic. It's funny because all my psychics have to pass that litmus test of interviewing me. The pet psychics all interview one of my animals, and of course I know my animal's background, so it's always interesting to hear what they have to say. But she was telling me a story. Donna was years ago, and it was funny because my daughter Daisy, who I think was 7 or 8 at the time, little girl, Daisy just attached herself like glue to Donna. I've never seen like it. Daisy just like what? I mean, she wouldn't leave this woman's side. I was like, Daisy, she's got to work, and Donna was like, it's okay, she's fine, she's fine. Let her sit next to me. And she was just, and she just because she was kept touching her and touching her hands and just Daisy was just fascinated by this woman. And so after Daisy left, it was late in the day. I said, I'm so sorry. Thank you for being so patient with my daughter. You were so wonderful with her. And she goes, it was my pleasure. Her energy is amazing. I'm also a Reiki teacher. And when she's older, I would love to teach her. The energy just coming off her hands as she was rubbing my hands was phenomenal. And I have to tell you, I don't like kids. And I was like, oh. She goes, I don't. I love animals. I have found children to be cruel. They tease animals. I don't like their energy. They just, I find animals can be children can be very difficult. I have much more patience and love for animals. But your daughter, I'm going to say, is a remarkable exception. And I'm like, well, thank you, because I've known a lot of people who didn't said the same thing, didn't like kids, really liked mine. And that was always a lovely thing for a mother to hear. And then we got on the topic of dogs and their personalities. And she said the thing about dogs is that they utterly live in the now. And I can tell you story after story, but the most remarkable one in my experience was I had a husband and wife bring this gorgeous, gorgeous German Shepherd to me. And the dog had been a rescue and rescued from a horrible situation where from a puppy to age 4, locked in a basement. They basically threw the food down there. It lived in the basement, and had lost all of its hair, had nervous condition, malnutrition, awful when it was rescued. And they had had the dog for almost a year. And they brought the dog in, as many rescue owners will, to make sure the dog was over their trauma, to make sure there was anything that they could do to make the dog more happy, to make sure there was nothing that was still bothering the dog. Lovely thing to do. And it's a wonderful way to use a pet psychic. And, without telling her the background of the dog, she had said, it looks like talking to the dog, it looks like you came from a terrible, and every pet psychic does this differently. Rachel used to write on a piece of paper. Donna, Teresa has her own way of communicating. She's my current pet psychic. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names. And another wonderful pet psychic. But anyways, getting back to Donna and this German Shepherd, she had said, it looks like it was a terrible situation. And then the owner filled them in on the situation, how she was found in the basement, how he was found. And the dog was just like, look at me. Don't I look great? Do you see how great I look? And aren't they wonderful? They're like the best people. Do I look good? I feel so good. And she's like, well, you do look good. You look wonderful. They tell me, some of your hardships when you were a puppy, it was very hard for you when you were young. He goes, it was bad. But look at me now. I mean, isn't this great? I feel so great. They are the best people. They are such good people. I am so happy. They take me out all the time, and was just completely joyfully, in the moment, and enjoying their best life. And I just thought that she said, that's the best thing I can tell you, is that despite a horrific beginning and the starving and the losing the coat and not feeling good, to now, and then just not having any grudges, not letting that drag you down. And I just thought that was amazing. And I've heard these over and over and over again, where the dogs, they just move past that. They are so loyal, so loyal. All right, they are. So anyway, that's that. Um, and okay, especially for dog owners, if you have pets, you know, I cannot believe how much money I spent in a very short period of time when Noah developed the kidney disease, and then Nellie, who was a senior citizen and older, got sick. I mean, when I tell you, empty my bank account, yeah, I really did. So even there, the idea of putting some money aside to have it, if you have pets that you love, it gets very expensive very quickly when they get sick. And one thing I've done to hold down my own costs is go to like Petco or whatever to get shots, because it definitely makes a difference, going to the clinics to try and, just keep that cost down. Amazing. I brought my ex-husband's dog, Randy, half lab, half Weimaraner, beautiful, let's get chocolate Weimaraner, to get fixed at the clinic, Nutmeg Clinic. It was still $450, but the vet was going to be close to $9. So, and I have to say, no problems there. It was a good experience. You can always bring your pet in the shop. We've had all sorts of pets, birds, even a baby kangaroo once. I mean, all sorts of animals in the store. I don't have carpeting. The animals and children are always welcome. Or you can work off a picture if the animal's deceased or just doesn't travel well. So, yep, either way it works. Okay. Oh, thousands. Yep. As soon as they start with the blood work and the tests and the X-rays and the MRIs, forget it. And some people swear by the insurance, by pet insurance, but a lot of things aren't covered. So I've had people who have had the same, for some people a good experience, and for some people, your dog gets sick, you're paying quite a bit of money for pet insurance. Doesn't matter because it's not covered. Yeah, Brian is saying, yeah, pet insurance, but yeah, not always. And if it's a congenital thing like hips for a shepherd, it isn't covered anyway. Shepherds and labs, they won't cover the hips. So if it's something congenital to the breed. All right. So does anyone have any questions? Anybody want to talk of anything? Did you read the newsletter? Did you like the newsletter? The newsletter this month was very different. Aw, you had robins in your yard. It's been pretty warm. Anybody want to talk about anything? No, it's raining here in Connecticut. Let's see the moon, but it's still there. The energy is certainly there. You never got the newsletter? I sent it to you. I sent you it separately. Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for that. It was different. I do want to reiterate something while I have everyone's attention about the newsletter. Thank you, Faith. Okay, if you didn't get the newsletter, I know I sent it to you separately, but if it still didn't come through, you need to go on my website, talismanandcauldron.com, sign up for it. You're on Facebook now, Messenger. Just cursor down when we're done with the video. I post the newsletter on Facebook. So it's right there. You can open it and read it right on Facebook. I'm sorry for that. I'm not sure what's going on. A lot of the firewalls are preventing things from coming through. But I know I sent it to you because I made a point of sending it to you separately. Yeah, I don't have to tell you. But I do post it every month. When I send it out, I post it on Facebook, on my page, and then also on the Talisman and Cauldron page. All right. But let me just reiterate one thing, just really quickly, because I talked about privacy and secrets. And I just want to say that they are two separate things. I thought I spelled that pretty clearly in the newsletter. No one should have to keep their identity a secret, or their religion a secret, or their partners a secret. Those things shouldn't be kept secret. Their ethnic background, that you shouldn't have to keep that a secret. The idea of privacy, however, the idea that every little detail, every little personal detail has to be out front and center, or that somehow, in the case of witches, that you're obligated to share those things. You are not. You are absolutely not. And in fact, as I talk at length in the newsletter, and that's what primarily was about the fact that you shouldn't do those things. And about gatekeeping, and I go into detail, but the best way to undo a spell is by talking about it. So you do want to think about that, okay? So I'll let you read the newsletter if you haven't, but I want to be really clear that when I talked about keeping things secret, and I made that clear that it was a difference, you shouldn't be keeping secrets. Who you are should not be secret, okay? All right. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I have no idea why there's a time difference. Yeah, Janice, I'm not laughing at you, please. Let me just look at Tina Marie's message above you really quick. Well, it's been warm. I mean, and a lot of birds aren't migrating the way they were. A lot of the migration patterns have changed. Cardinals, for example, used to always migrate. Did you know that? We always had cardinals go south. They don't anymore. They stay. So we're seeing more birds here in the Northeast that used to move down a few states. Janice, I have to tell you that you are the fourth person today, 3 that came in the shop, that had been told that they had an attachment, and a couple of them, after spending thousands of dollars with people who were going to remove the attachment that had been placed there through a curse or through someone who had some evil intention. Fourth today. Must be the season, I don't know. It isn't common. It takes a lot of energy to put and keep on somebody something like that. It's not so much that it's hard to wish somebody ill, to send bad energy, but to keep that up through generations, to keep it up through years, very difficult. And most people do not have the talent or the ability to do that kind of work. It's draining and it's very bad on the health. So I would say do me a favor and send me an email at Lenhard, Lenhard, at Comcast.net. Put cleansing papers in the subject line, and I'm going to send you my newsletter, but I'm also going to send you my sage, salt bath, and warding papers that I wrote. Certainly a salt bath, so I clear the house, and I have a lot of other things, ideas and things you can do to lift the energy and clear that. And we'll talk more off this. There are things, and I'm not suggesting, I'm not reading your husband right now, I'm not, but if you're in a home where there's a clinically depressed person, someplace where someone has committed suicide or was suicidal for a length of time, a home where someone is an addict, an active addict with drinking, smoking, doing drugs, that energy, that's the devil in the tarot deck. I mean, it is a terrible energy, and it will bring the entire house down. You don't have to be near it to be afflicted by it. And it is also very hard to clear a house if that person is still living there, because it's like cleaning your house and opening the front door and the wind just blows all the dirt back in. It's very hard to keep it clear. You can keep individual rooms clear if they don't go in them, setting wards across the doorways, and you can keep a room or two clear. That's usually the best you can do. And again, I'm not suggesting your husband has that issue. It is also easier to get a negative headset if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, and familial guilt. I've had a lot of people who cut toxic family members out of their lives, who aren't going back home for the holidays. I talked about that last month. And the guilt of that weighs on them. And that too leaves you vulnerable to negative energies. And that's how you get sick. That's how you do get depressed. That's how anxiety turns into depression. So I'm not saying it can never happen. I'm not saying it never happens. Of course it does. But usually it's not hard to lift. It's like clearing the house. So we'll talk more, okay? But ironically, fourth person today. And they were all told the same thing. You're welcome, Janice. So we'll be talking. Hey, Chase. Yep. Janice is saying her house is over 100 years old. There's a lot. That's a lot. But a good thorough cleansing is probably in order. Well, you're there in Georgia. Of course you've seen those wonderful birds. Woodpeckers, the male bluebirds are gorgeous. All right. Well, I'm happy for that. So, because also I find that disrupted sleep patterns, can also really feel like an attachment. And, I was just saying to someone earlier, if you're not sleeping well, and this seems to go hand in glove, when someone captures you in war and they're going to torture you, the first thing they do is keep you up. They want you to sleep for 2 or 3 days, because anything they do to you when you're at that level of exhaustion is going to feel 100 times worse. So very often, sleep deprivation will make everything seem so much worse. It's not healthy. No, 102 years old. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Let's talk about that. Chase is saying if they lived in a house where there was abuse that went on, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and what you will find often is what we would call holographic memories, or stuck energies, where that, if it was traumatic enough, will play over and over again in a loop. And that can be very hard to break up, because it's not so much happening, but it's like a record, and if you're a certain age, you remember records, but record needle being stuck in the groove, and just it plays over and over like a skip. That's what you're dealing with. The energies of Gettysburg and the Trail of Tears feel haunted. What we're seeing is traumatic soldier energy that's just playing on a loop over and over again. The Trail of Tears, all that pain, all that suffering, all that death, mothers crying over their dead children dying on the road, people dropping as they walked, and you would just keep walking on and leave someone lying there, or maybe watch them be shot by the soldiers that were marching your family. I mean, just awful stuff, to the point that people, there's a, I guess, there's a road now that the Trail of Tears was, and there's a rest stop at the top of a hill, and people have utter nervous breakdowns, and they pull in, and the people that work there, there's always someone there. They have coffee ready, they've got a chair ready, they've got cold compresses ready, because it happens all the time. And people are so overwhelmed by feelings, as if they're experiencing, their hearts racing, they can't stop crying, they're hysterical, and it's just, they went right through it, that energy field, and that's what they were left with. It's just awful, awful sadness that borders hysteria. So yeah, so how do you lift that? Ooh. I would be bringing in a lot of green plants in the house. Hopefully there's children around to break up the energy. Playing very positive, upbeat music. Drumming, obviously smoke cleansing, sure. And it's going to take some time to break that up, making new memories to replace old memories. But that's what you're doing. And it's almost like a blackboard, that you erase the blackboard, but there's still like that smudgy effect there. You gotta wipe it down again and down and again. And to get it really clean, it takes time, and usually I wipe it down and kind of re-season the blackboard. Remember those days of big blackboards in the front of the classroom? A lot of people are having activity right now. Imprints. Thank you, Robin. That's exactly what we're talking about. It's imprinted. Okay? Not easy, but it's okay. And of course, it's important when you're having the experience or having that feeling, like anyone who's a survivor of any sort of abuse, you just stop for a moment, ground yourself, literally feel the soles of your feet, the pads of your toes, push your energy down. Remind yourself that is not happening now. That happened in the past. I'm not experiencing that right now. I am safe. I am calm. I am okay. And that's, you have to talk yourself off that ledge. Happens a lot. Okay. But yeah, a lot of activity, a lot of nightmares. Sold and gave a lot of orange selenite away, and then sold a lot of orange selenite to go in the pillows. That really helps. Also, a railroad spike under the bed can help as well. And of course, again, in my sage salt bath and cleansing paper, and a lot of you already have that. If you don't have it, send me an email, lenhart@comcast.net. Send me an email. It's the same email that is there listed on the newsletter, and I will send you that. But there's a lot of things you can do, again, to clear the home. All right. So let's start with some Tarotscopes if we're all set here. And good grief, help me out. Where did I start last month? I can't even think. Last week. What did I start? Did I start with Pisces or did I start with Aries? I think I started with Pisces. Does anybody remember? Thank you, Janice. And there again, here's what's interesting. Talking about secrecy and privacy, there was a time when we couldn't have that conversation. God forbid you talked about that. People would think that you were worshiping the devil. People would think that you were doing terrible things in your home, and all of that. Couldn't talk about mental illness. Couldn't talk about addiction. It was last year. Thank you, Brian. Yes, it was. And that's where secrecy is bad. But we don't share every detail about. Thank you. We start with Aries, so then we'll start with Pisces, right? Okay. Yes, you're right. I almost started Pisces this week. You have to share the fact that there's someone who's got an addiction in your family. You have to share that. No one has to be shamed, or there's a difference. The things that are going on in the house, you have to share them. It's enough to say we're having nightmares. The energy feels off. And we're concerned. The details need to be told to everybody in the world and the whole wide internet and all that. That's what I'm talking about. Right? Alrighty, so we are going to start Pisces. It's a very long day at the shop. It's been a very long week already. Lots of readings, lots of people coming in. Again, the first thing this morning, a lovely Colombian gentleman, lovely man, and obviously, I think a channel medium, and just coming into that, power, but has been both working with it and avoiding it. And then and I think sometimes you got to be all in or all out. I didn't tell him this, but you can't dabble. You guys have heard me say that 1,000 times. I hate the word dabble. You can't dabble. All in or all out, But don't just play around. A little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Right. So for anyone who's new, we are doing a 6-card spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first card at the top of the pyramid is the situation. The next 2 cards are what's directly impacting the situation. And the final 3 cards are the outcome. I will tell you what I've pulled so you can, with your own deck, if you read tarot, see how you interpret these cards. I'm telling you how I interpret them. And again, I'll just say, and you've all heard this now 1,000 times, I've been doing these readings and these videos. God, excuse me, I wolfed down some dinner before I sat down here. So, anyway, pay for that. Not every Pisces is having career issues. Not every Leo is having love issues. Not every Aries is having, but what I have found in my readings very often is people sit down and I'll read, and it's like about their brother. And they're like, well, I'm not dealing with it. My brother is. I'm like, well, what were you thinking about when I was shuffling cards? Oh, my brother. Oh, okay then, So this reading may not be for you. It may be for someone that you're close to. It may be for somebody that you care about. It may be for, and I hear that even in the comments, well, someone's like, you just described my brother's situation. You just described my sister. My son is going through that right now. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. So Pisces, we start off with the 10 of Swords reversed, the Lovers reversed, the 7 of Cups reversed, the Ace of Coins reversed, the Magician reversed, and the Sun reversed. That's rare, but every card reversed. Now what's fortunate is the 10 of Swords, which is really a terrible, terrible card. It's almost always a person lying prostrate with 10 swords in their back. It's reversed. So what this is suggesting, Pisces, that whatever has been holding you down, holding you back, weighing you down, causing you suffering, is on the mend. It's like bottom of the barrel has been reached. Now there's no place to go but up. The Lovers reversed and the 7 of Cups reversed. Oh boy. Basically, these cards are saying Ace of Coins reversed, Magician reversed, Sun reversed. To me, this looks like you've been trying, and probably because you haven't felt well, probably because something has been holding you back, that you've been cobbling together a life, doing things you don't really enjoy just to make a buck, or not able to earn the money you want to earn, and really not loving what's going on around you, not able to move forward. And I think what the cards are saying here is it's time to stop that now. The situation, that door that was shut, whatever, if there was a health issue, that's being removed. You can go back to your old life. You can start something new. But this situation that what's going on right now, this has to stop. Okay, you can't. This is like gaining 10 pounds and trying to wear your high school clothes. It's just not going to work. You need new clothes. You need a new attitude, and you need a new general energy. Okay. And it's affecting everything. It's affecting your health. It's affecting your love life. It's affecting your stamina. Um, you know you're not happy. You know you want something different. And again, they say the definition of insanity is going down the same road every day and expecting something to change. And that's what I'm looking at. And the cards are saying you can't keep doing this. Okay, the reason why you got stuck in this rut has been removed from you. So now step out of the rut, Pisces. Okay, fresh thoughts, fresh energy. 2003, 2003. It's 2023. I am in denial. And time to change it up. Okay. So I do Tarotscopes, Sherry. I do the 12 zodiac signs. So we are now on Aquarius. Okay. All right. Aquarius. We have the King of Wands. So that's okay, Sherry. Everyone asks, and a lot of people do these. I mean, people call in and they get a one card, they get a whatever. I don't. I do something different. But anyways, Aquarius. We have the King of Wands. We have the World reversed. We have the High Priestess reversed. Ace of Wands, Moon reversed, and the Strength card. So I often talk about, you've heard me say this a million times, signs that are conjunct next to each other often are similar but different. Okay. And the reason for that is that if your sun, let's say your sun is in Pisces, you're usually going to find your Mercury or Mars in that same sign or in the house next door to each other. Your sun and your Mercury are never less than 2 signs apart, and usually it's the same sign or one sign over. So let's say for Pisces, that would be Aquarius or Aries. And so those your hold on now, your Mercury and your Mars impact how you think and how you speak, and also your action, your passion. Those are 2 very important planets to your natal chart. So that's why you'll see similarities between the 2 signs that are next to each other, because there's usually planets. If your sun is in one, you probably have a planet in the next one. All right. So we have the King of Wands, which is full speed ahead, career-wise, energy-wise, creativity-wise. Love that card. The World reversed, ready for changes. The High Priestess reversed is saying, hold on now. Let's apply common sense to this. Okay, when you see the High Priestess reversed, it's saying, okay, it's great to intuit things. It's great to feel things. It's great to have your emotional responses. Where's the common sense? Okay, take a moment. And why we want that? Well, I'm looking at the Ace of Wands again, new creative enterprise, new energy, fresh creative stuff. And then we see the Moon reversed. And it's like, oh, okay, this looks so perfect. What am I missing here? What's bubbling up here? Okay, I love the Strength card. It can also be that you're going so fast, so furious, so quickly into something new, you're ignoring a health issue. You're ignoring something that you should be paying attention to, and it's going to rear its ugly head. Okay? I love these cards for Aquarius. I love the idea of fresh creative energy. I love the idea of full speed ahead. I love the idea of the career taking off. Love the Strength card. It's like the will is there, ready for this. And all the cards are saying to you, Aquarius, is just take a second where you blast off, before you start working like, an 80-hour week or something, or, you're going back to school, or you're a teacher, you're doing something amazing. And these are amazing things. Lock yourself in your studio, whatever you're doing. Take a moment to appraise the situation. Make sure you're not overlooking something about your own health, even taking care of. Cards are just saying there's something here that's about to show itself, and not in a positive way. Okay, so don't be so busy you can't pay attention. All right? Logic. And that could be as simple. It's not in this reading. It's a lot of wands, and that's creative, that's career, that's the arts. If it was, let's say, in relationship, I would say you're ignoring red flags. Okay, so that's how I'd read that if it was the other way around. I don't think it is. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, you're welcome, Karen. Okay, Capricorn, the Two of Cups reversed, the Star, the Four of Swords, excuse me, the Page of Swords reversed, the Eight of Swords reversed, the Three of Cups reversed. Ugh. All right, Capricorn. The first thing I think of when I look at these cards, I'll take a deeper look. You haven't been feeling well, honey? Okay. All right. The are two people, could be two best friends, could be two people who are partnered, having a fight. Or possibly Capricorn, someone saying something to you, someone you really care about saying, and it just cuts you to your core. And you don't answer back, but it's pretty tough to come back from it. You know, sometimes someone can say something to you or say something in your vicinity, and it changes your whole opinion of that person. Even if you don't get angry, even if you don't make it into a fight, you can never look at that person the same way again. For me, if I've had people who I thought I had so much respect for, and they will say something so racist or so anti-Semitic or so ignorant, and I'm just like, tell me you're joking. And they're like, no, that's how I really feel. I'm like, ah, okay. And in that second, everything changes for me. It's just everything changes. And you really can't look in the same way. You can't, you like they say, you smash a plate and you can put it all back together again with glue, but it's never the same plate, right? But I like the fact that the star is shining on this. I do like that. I like the fact that the Four of Swords suggests that it's not eating at you, that you're able to put it to bed, that you're able to make your peace with it. It's not going to keep eating at you. If there were harsh words said, you move past it, but something has changed, something has shifted, and you'll probably never talk about it. You may never say anything about it. The Page of Swords reversed. You may say, no, nope. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let this one go. I'm not gonna rock the boat. I'm not gonna. It could be your boss who said something. It could be you're just not ready to have that conversation. But the Three of Cups reversed, it just changes everything. Okay. I'm going to put one more card on that one, okay, just for clarity. The Five of Cups, crying over spilt milk. I thought just in case I'm wrong there, but I don't think I am. I think it really, you Capricorn, I think you may. I think this is somebody you thought was a soulmate, and I mean that it could be someone that you thought you were just completely in alignment with, and then found out, no, I'm not. Nope, we are not at all. All right. Sorry, and I'm sorry for that because that actually hurts. That really hurts. Not the same as I'm not saying they stabbed you in the back. Please, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about philosophically, or just it could have been a joke. They could have said something jokingly that just hit you from your childhood. Something. God, I remember. Oh my gosh. Um, my I don't want to say who it was because that's mean, but someone with curly hair was married to someone who insisted that she straight. She hated her curly hair. Insisted she spent hours and she did stick straight, beautiful, long, down to her waist, straight hair. And when they divorced, she she let her hair go natural, and it was such a beautiful sight, and she was so happy. And someone said something about her curly hair, and I watched her in 1 second. You saw that crumble for us, and like me about the curly hair, and gathered up. And this person's a Scorpio, so that lasted like 1 second, and then it was just I have kept my hair straight for someone who didn't appreciate me, and my looks mattered more than anything, my feelings, and I'm done with that. I'm done with that. That was uncalled for. Don't talk about my hair. Don't talk about it. Don't touch it. Don't fucking look at it. How's that? Okay. No, Janice, we're going to be now on Sagittarius. Okay. We're going backwards through the 12 signs. So we got a little bit of time before we hit Scorpio. Couple more. All right. You gotta watch with the words that come out of your mouth, because once they come out of your mouth, you cannot take them back. All right. Sagittarius. Okay. Sage, the Hierophant reversed, the Four of Coins, Justice, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hangman reversed. Okay. Okay, these are rough. And it's interesting how many major arcana cards for Sag. We have literally the Hierophant, Justice, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hangman. So of the 6 cards, 5 are major arcana. So we know the deck of tarot cards is 22 major arcana cards. They are like chapter titles in a book. And then the remaining 54 cards are the details of the story. And they are like a deck of playing cards. There's 4 suits. Okay? So this is heavy stuff coming at Sagittarius. And we start with the Hierophant reversed. And the Hierophant reversed can be a divorce card. Okay? It is certainly a card of unconventional thinking, unconventional actions, unconventional career. And I'm going to say, looking at these cards, I'm going to say it's Sagittarius acting out of character. Okay? Four of Coins is never happy, because it's how can I make more money? How can I get money together? And I'm looking at Justice, which tells me it'll be there. It'll be there. The Tower, another shit card. Sorry, there's some that just, and that's chaos. That's the Tower to me. No matter how it's pictured in any tarot deck, I always think of 9/11 and that awful photo we've all seen of that tower on fire and that person jumping up and head down. We've all seen that picture. To this day, my stomach knots, and I hate seeing it in a spread, especially upright, because it does speak to this chaos and this destruction that you had nothing to do with. This just came at you, and now you got to deal with it. Just like when we were watching those planes fly into those towers, and we just sat there watching with our mouths open and our hearts in our throats, and just realizing there was nothing we could do, nothing that would change what was happening in front of us. I truly do not like the Tower card. I know some readers sugarcoat it, but I don't. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, rolling on. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, is the card of eternal hope. The most optimistic sign in the zodiac is Sagittarius. They are the philosophers. Shit happens. That would be a very Sagittarius bumper sticker. And then we see the Hangman reverse, and the problem is the Hangman reversed is feeling like you were taken advantage of, is feeling like you were used. The Hangman upright is delayed gratification, is sacrificing for others but appreciated. It's the mother who goes and gets herself secondhand clothes so she can put new clothes on her kid. It's the kid who knows whose parents are struggling to put him through college or her through college, so she doesn't go away on spring break. She gets a job to pay for some books, knowing that her parents are struggling, right? That's the Hangman upright, delayed gratification. In this deck, it's actually Christ on the cross, the ultimate Hangman, doing for others, giving, but the idea of it being appreciated, but it's reversed. So it's like I made all this effort, and you know what? Wasn't even appreciated. Look at this shit I gotta clean up. Look at this. Money is now tight. I mean, literally. And Justice, it's gonna be okay. It'll all be okay. But there's an element of unconventional and it's just a tough tough spread. I'm going to throw one more card. Jeez. The Emperor. Okay, so what is the Emperor? I mean, it's again, when I talk about someone being optimistic, the Emperor upright. Um, well, it's good business. It's doing good business. It's ethics. It's also the man who's responsible. It's the good father. It's the patriarch of the family. But it's responsible patriarchy, and that's how I look at that. So you know, and I just have to say, and I think I've said it before in this reading, is I often post about positive patriarchy. I happen to really love men. I am a feminist who loves men. I had a good father. I have wonderful brothers, and I have two sons that I just believe really the whole world revolves. I just love my boys and love my kids. And I have read too many men who come home from work and their wives have the addiction. Their wives have the problems. And I see it in the cards. I mean, they come home and they go from work and to daddy duty. You know, they're getting the homework done, they're getting dinner on the table, they're getting the dishes washed because the wife is passed out, the wife is not present, the wife, for whatever reason, clinical depression, whatever it is. In the case of the husbands where it is an addiction issue or narcissism, and they're like trapped because they're not going to leave these kids alone because they're like, I can't. We'll go 50-50, or she'll be home with them all week and she'll never do this. They'll never get their homework done. They will never have clean clothes. They will never eat properly. And they stay. And I'll read and I'll be like, you're waiting for that youngest one. He goes, yep, when that youngest one turns 15 years old, that's when we make a choice. Daddy's leaving. Daddy's done with this. And you can come with daddy if you want to. He goes, I think the kids will all come with me. But that's seriously, I'm positive patriarchy. And I often share posts about things like that. So it's sometimes it's the man who comes in and does all the dirty work and doesn't get respected or doesn't get appreciated for it. I have two brothers that had custody of their kids, so it's way it goes sometimes. I'll always give props where props are due. Okay. But I will say one thing with Sag. I got to go back and just say, with that first card being the Hierophant reversed, that acting out of the norm or out of behavioral norms, be careful of that. Sagittarius needs to be careful that they maintain optimism, that they maintain the fact that things can be fixed. Things you move on. You can move on. Like the German Shepherd dog I talked about earlier. Yeah, it happened. It was terrible, but look at me now. I'm so much better now. I look so much better now. I'm so much happier now. Don't let this make you behave in a way that's out of your character. Okay, don't let it make you where you're not, lose yourself. Okay. Oh, cool, Janice. Thank you. Okay, going to now. It's always tough going backwards. I'm so tired. I've been reading all day long. The past 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just back-to-back readings at the shop. And privates. I do $5 10-minute readings during the week. You know that. And it's just been, and there's all the college kids are home. So it's a lot of college kids, which are fun but draining. And then all the people that came in today and phone calls about the same thing, this idea of being attachments and such, and then privates. And it's been tough. The readings have been tough. Although I'm going to say really quick, I'm going to get Scorpios next, okay? It's very rare that someone comes in the shop and says to me, hey, Laura, listen to me. Things have been so great lately. Like my life is just, love it. Throw some cards. Let's see how things are going to go. It's not how it usually runs. People come in with problems. They come in with concerns. They come in with, issues. And so that's why they're in the stores. So, sometimes, oh, thank you, Patty. It's lovely. So anyways, okay. Remember I said, but Patty's here. Remember I said the $5 thing is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. And Sunday the shop is packed, 12 to 5, okay? But because we have a fair going on tomorrow. I have readers that come in from all over. In fact, tomorrow, we'll plug it really quickly, $30, half an hour. I have Karn, who does side cards. They're from England, like a cross between tarot and playing cards and mediumship. And Teresa, who's the pet psychic, but she also reads tarot, phenomenal reader, and mediumship as well. So 2 talented readers there tomorrow. So anyways, let's get to Scorpio, okay? Yeah, things have been icky. You're not okay. Well, how I started my newsletter. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, Scorpio, 5 of Swords reversed. The 8 of Wands. The 3 of Wands. The 3 of Coins reversed. The 5 of Coins. Death reversed. All right, the 5 of Swords reversed. I'm going to say this is really about financial matters. Okay? Career too, but I'm looking at financial matters. It wouldn't be surprising to me if Scorpio was beginning to look at retirement. Okay. And possibly the lack of investments, the lack of savings. Maybe the savings got hit very hard. So the 5 of Swords reversed is seeking professional help, seeking professional advice. And I want to say it's financial, okay? Like think insurances, investments, okay? The 8 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. Again, I'm looking at training. I'm looking at the intense focus on work, which we saw last week as well. I remember that. And I want to say work is going well. But what's not going well, 3 of Coins reversed, 5 of Coins, and the Death reversed. It's almost like there's a money bleed with cash. We were just talking about, when the dogs get sick and it was just the bank account empty. I was blessed. I did put on a credit card. I know lots of folks who do. I know people who had to take out home equity loans to pay for dog surgeries. So I'm talking about that. I'm talking about, okay, this has to stop. We're bleeding money. Okay. And Days, turn it down. Daisy. Thank you. It's like it's like you can't make money fast enough to replace the money that's leaving the home. I'm gonna throw one more card for clarity. 10 of Wands reversed, the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay. Now the thing is, what these cards are saying is, you need to get some professional advice. You need to talk to someone, a financial advisor, or someone to sit there and say, okay, how are we going to address this issue? Because it has to stop. It's not just about, we need to spend less or we need to cut back. We actually need to make this stop. Death reversed. And that's you saying it's got to stop. Yeah, protect the money. Not go into the savings, not go into the 401k. So many people are hitting their 401k. And every time you take out $1,000, what is it? 300 of that, $300 goes back to the government. If you're, so just the money that gets taken, and they take it right at the top, 33% of every chunk of money you take out of your 401k goes back in taxes. 33%. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm just seeing it's like the straw broke the camel's back. We are bleeding money. This has to stop. And looking at ways to patch the holes. All right. I don't know how else to put it, but I'm going to say there are ways. There is a way. You gotta look at a financial advisor or someone to give you some good advice. Yep, that's fine. Well, it's always easier financially to let the rope out slowly than to try and dial it back. If you've got the newest iPhone, if you've got the top of the line car you just leased, if you just, it's so much easier just to drive a less new car, buy a lesser phone. It's just live within your means. And our talking about old fashioned, and I talked about this in the newsletter, how the generations change. But one thing is, our generation, while we did keep things private, how we voted, all that sort of thing was kept private. The other thing is, if you couldn't pay cash, you didn't get it. If you couldn't pay cash for something, with the exception of your home, you just didn't buy it. Our grandparents pretty much paid cash for things. They didn't load up their credit cards. So, of course, they've never envisioned a time when a simple medical visit would bankrupt you. So that's the other side to that. There was no maternity. My My first ex-husband was talking, his mother was saying that they paid cash for the babies being born, the hospital visit. But it was like less than $1,000 to go to the hospital with a baby. And there was no maternity insurance, so there was no such thing. So his parents were teachers. Okay, Libra. All right, Libra. And one more thing, very quickly, Janice. I talked about looking here. I talked about some of the frugal groups I belong to on Facebook, and I shared some in my earlier posts on Facebook. I saw some of you were joining, but there are. If you look up frugal, just the word frugal on Facebook, just in the search engine, you're going to pull up all these cool groups, and they all from all over the world how people save money and just live modestly in this. And we're seeing that trend. People are buying smaller homes, and yes, I know we're moving to Libra now. I'm going to keep talking, and this is how we run up the clock here. Okay, Libra. We start with the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed, the Chariot reversed, and Judgment. Okay. It's like go, 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 stop, stop, go. That's how these cards read. Love, 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 love. The Nine of Cups. That is wishes coming true. Very emotional, but wishes coming true. Where are they coming true? Seven of Wands, Two of Wands. This is opportunities landing in your lap. Wonderful. Seven of Wands usually speaks to teaching, working, training, but Two of Wands, beautiful, beautiful. Could be better. What's stopping it? The Nine of Wands reversed. Am I ready for this? Can I handle this? Can we take on this responsibility? Do I know enough to do this? And we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Chariot reversed. Laying next to Judgment. Now, I don't mind this because this is like, okay, wishes coming true. Here's that big opportunity. Someone's presenting it. I want to say with the Two of Wands, it's usually a partnership kind of thing. Someone calling and saying, hey, I want to do this together. Hey, you want to be part of this? And you're like, yeah, I do. This sounds great. We've always wanted to do this. Oh my God. Now this is how I can. This is going to be phenomenal, right? And now you start to think, wait a minute. Hold on. This is huge. This is huge. Am I ready for this? Do I have everything I need to do this? Do I even know this person well enough to do it with them, right? And so you put the brakes on for a minute, right? And the Judgment card is just that. You're using your good judgment to say, hold on, it sounds too good to be true. Sounds so great. And I think it is great, frankly. The way the cards are, I think it is a good opportunity. But that doesn't mean that you can't, and I talk about this. Do you know this person well? Do you really know them? How about running a credit check on them? How about running a background check on them? How about that? How about just a $12 peoplefinder.com? I say it all the time. Run a background check if you were hiring a nanny, if you were going into business with somebody, if you were just going to start dating someone that you only knew on the internet. Run a background check. Do they have any felonies? What is their credit like? What are they even who they say they are? Just $12. Do it. Don't. Yeah. Do I think you're going to move forward? I do. But I think you're going to take a minute, Libra, to say, okay, before I'm all in or all out, like I said earlier, you're either all in, you're all out. Let's just make sure I'm not jumping into quicksand or jumping into, boiling hot water or something. Okay? There's some big opportunity coming up, being presented. It's going to seem like it's too good to be true. Make sure it's not. That's all I'm saying. All right? Virgo. I'm so thirsty. Oh, I love that. Kate is saying, no joke, I just won 2 transportation projects. Ooh. Okay. Oh, in Colorado, well, I hope there's something wonderful coming up for her. Okay. Virgo. Okay, the Six of Coins reversed, the King of Cups reversed, the Five of Wands, the King of Swords reversed, the Ten of Coins, and the Fool. Okay, Virgo. Virgo. Oh. Six of Coins reversed is a reminder you got bills to pay. A reminder of debt, a reminder that whatever you're planning on doing, and it looks like Ten of Coins, Fool, might be thinking about changing homes, buying a home, be conscious of the debt, okay? The King of Cups reversed and the Five of Wands is the same argument over and over and over again. And I want to say that King of Cups reversed, King of Swords reversed, I don't love those cards because the King of Swords reversed is usually a bully. The King of Cups reversed can be a man who is clinically depressed, overly anxious, or sometimes an alcoholic, okay, or an addict. So you combine addiction or depression with a bully. And of course, you've got the same thing going over and over. Does that mean every single Virgo is dealing with this? Of course not. Of course not. But I want to say there's something there that's the same thing over and over again. It also could be a brother, sister, a brother. It could be a coworker. It could be your boss. It could be your father, your grandfather. It doesn't have to be your spouse. But this idea that there's some masculine energy, some would say narcissistic, but I'm going to say bully, that is the same thing over and over again. I'm looking at the Ten of Coins. I'm looking at the Fool. This could be Virgo saying, I'm leaving that energy. I'm out of here. I am conscious of debt, but I am out. Ten of Coins, the Fool, fresh start, new beginning, new home. I'm done. Okay, that could be one way of looking at it. Another way could be that all this arguing back and forth is over a situation. And sometimes the only way to fix a situation is to get out of Dodge. Sometimes the only thing let's just say it's let's just say it's a toxic family. I've heard a lot of those. That's been a lot of the topic. People who didn't go home for Christmas, people who didn't go home, or they let their spouse. You know what? That's your family. That's so nasty. You deal with them. Me and the kids are out. We're not going with you. You can go visit your mother and your toxic stepfather by yourself. Lots of women who just didn't go home. They're like, nope, not doing it. Not pretending it's okay. I will stay home. And so it could be that. It could just be, if I'm not going to see my family, why am I living here? It's expensive. I don't, we're leaving. We're relocating. So it could be relocating to get out of a situation, to get out of the same old. Sometimes that's the only way to get out of it, is you've got to leave. And unfortunately, people double down at those times. Like, why should I leave? They're the asshole. Why do I have to go? Well, because you don't want to be around assholes. That's why. They say the arguing with a toddler, within 10 minutes, you sound like a toddler. You lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. You can go with all these little expressions, but, why do you want to stick around? If you know you're not going to reunite with your family, they are never going to be the grandparents you want for your kids, that they're never going to be the support that you wanted, if you know that they're what are you doing? Then send them a Christmas card. You can iPhone them. You can, FaceTime them. You don't have to be putting up with it. And that's, so Virgo may just need to leave to get away from it. I don't want to be in this energy anymore. Okay? I know about that. All right, Leo. Okay. Thank you, Janice. All right, Leo, I have the Page of Coins, the Seven of Swords. Damn it, you pulled that. I know you pulled that card last week. I'm remembering last week's reading for some reason. I never remember readings. The Three of Swords. Feels like the same reading. The Page of Cups reversed. I know it's the same reading. Oh my God. The Nine of Coins reversed and the Eight of Coins. I know it's the same reading. I remember with Leo that I talked about someone saying toxic things about a parent to a young person. And here it is again. Here it is all over again. The Seven of Swords, which is gossip and talk, and that page of cups reversed, young person, depressed, anxious, listening to this noise. And Leo is saying, you know, Three of Swords, man, it cuts you to your heart. We just passed through Christmas, just passed through the holidays. And there's something about Leo, women in particular, and something about Scorpio women, those two signs have some things in common. One is that they very rarely have more than a few female friends. Um, they are more comfortable with men than women, and people love to try and take them down, and will go to great lengths for those two signs. And I've watched it. I've watched it with my own two eyes. My sister-in-law's a Scorpio, and I've been around Scorpios all my life. The admiration turns to jealousy, turns to vindictive. Like, how dare you have that? How dare you think you're great? How dare you be doing well? How dare you walk in here looking so good? Leo walks in looking good. Leo women take pride in there. I've met painfully few Leo women who don't have confidence, even if they have to fake it, and who don't pull themselves together. And Scorpio women have that energy about them that just, oh my goodness. And people just, men notice it and women lose their minds. With Scorpio women, it's usually a sexual energy and it's usually a jealousy. My man's looking at you, so I hate you. Like, do nothing to elicit that, by the way. But no, how dare you? How dare you? And with Leo, so I'm looking at this, and so the good news is Leo is used to it, because Leo's been dealing with this shit since they were little. And Leo is like, and I say this, and here it is. Success is the best revenge. I'm looking at money coming in, the Page of Coins. I'm looking at Eight of Coins. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna work, do well, and but my God, and this might be coming from work. It may not just be a young person, it could just be young people on the job, but it feels like it's coming at you in a couple different ways. But Leo is just going to sit there and say, okay, well, you know what? I can't shut you up. I can't make you stop. Um, but but what I can do is I can keep making money while you're so busy doing your thing. Okay, run your mouth. I'm gonna throw one more card, Leo. It is the same. I know, Sandra. It was last week was crazy. Page of Wands. All right. Well, the good news is the kid's back in school. Page of Wands. Again, the redirection. Whether if you have a kid and it's coming from work, again, just there's new work to do. It's the first of the year, so people can be distracted now. And as far as shutting somebody up, let you in, because everyone loves magic. If you are the victim of gossip, if there are people out there who really enjoy talking about you, whether it's in your family, and everyone loves doing freezer spells, I don't. I don't put people in the freezer. The only reason to put someone in the freezer, whether you're doing a puppet or a candle, or everyone they're wrapped up candles, and is if it's somebody in your family that you can't get away from, but you need them to keep away from you. So it's let's say it is your mother. Let's say it's your sister. Let's say you don't want any harm coming to them. It's your sister, right? Could be one of your own kids that just has is an addict, and you love them, but they need to keep away from the house. They need to not, and that's heartbreaking, but it happens. They need to not be around their younger siblings. They need to not be bringing them into the home, and so that's when the freezer becomes appropriate. If somebody's gossiping about you, what you want to do is get yourself a beef tongue, and you'll find them in the supermarkets. I usually grab one if I see one, and keep it in the freezer. But you want a beef tongue, and then tongue spells are the best. And so you get the beef tongue, and you slice it open it up, and you either take. I hold on to signatures. You want someone's signature is better than their picture, because that's their identity. When someone writes something in ink and signs their name, that's their full identity. So whenever someone signs a card or a contract, you can make a copy, keep the signature, and put the copy in. That's golden. Okay. Keep cards that have writing on them, things that say like, "Oh, I will always love you," and their name. Um, Hang on to that one. You need to hold them to that at some point in time. And while I don't believe anyone should be bound to you, I do think that if you agree to have children, and then when those children are still very young, you decide you're going to leave your family, I think not. I think that's where it really is okay to work against somebody's will and say, no, you're gonna remember your responsibilities at home. Okay, you're gonna remember there's kids here who need help. You can't just go running off. Sorry. And a lot of those spells do come out of um, the Latin American countries, where it's a time, and it wasn't that long ago, where women didn't work and they had a lot of kids. And if the husband left the family, you were stuck. You would be in the poorhouse. You would be in a very bad way. Hello, Orlando. And so a lot of the spells around, and they all have the names like "Do as I say," "Give me your money," "You will obey me." I mean, I've got them, and they're the Anariva oils, but that's where they come from. And they come and people are like, "Oh, that's awful." I'm like, "No, it's really not." Because if you promise someone and you say, "Okay, I want to get married. I want a big family, so I've always wanted," and you two do that together, you know what? It's not cool. You can't just walk out on that. So, all right. Anyways, beef tongue, open, signature paper. You want to fill it with sulfur, cayenne pepper, things that burn the mouth. Okay? Because when they talk about you, you want you want to pain them. Okay? Talking about me brings you nothing but suffering. There's other spells we can do, but I really like this one. And people say, well, there's a bunch of them. No, there's not. There's always a ringleader. Take your time. Who's the ringleader? Who's the one who's bringing it all along? Okay? Always one, not a bunch. When you're doing magic and someone came in the shop earlier, I need this, and I want to do. I'm like, no. Focus on one thing. If it's a job and more money, focus on that. Then focus on other things, where you're going to live or but focus on the money first. Almost always, unless it's a health issue. Okay? When you finish with this, and again, you can Google this and look it up too, and it's okay. You want to Google and look at a few things, a few sites that talk about cow tongue spell or anti-gossip cow tongue spell. It's always cow tongue spell. All right? Then you're going to sew it up. You're going to literally sew their mouth shut. And when you're doing this work, you do this work without interruption. You don't want anyone, no music is on, no one's walking in and out of the room. Hi, Daisy. You want privacy. You really, because you are literally binding, you're closing their mouth. You want to talk about me? Well, you just sit with that and you think about that. What do I do with it? Well, I would, I'd bury it. But I work in cemeteries. I like cemetery work. You have somebody that loved you, bury it in their grave. A grandparent or a parent or someone who loved you dearly, go to their grave and bury it there. I like to bury things over their heart. So if they, God, you're moving back and forth fast. It's crazy. You're just like back and forth. Okay. Anyway, and I like to bury it. So, you look at the grave and there's the gravestone, count like 3 feet down. So you're in their heart area. And then ask them, bury, and then put some flowers or something too. And then have a talk and say, listen, Grandma, this person is ruining my life at work. They're just destroying it, trying to destroy my reputation. They're going to cost me my job if they don't stop. I need you to help me out with this. And okay, so, and while you're there and you're burying that, take some of that cemetery dirt. We'll talk about that for another time, but put it in a little baggie and bring it home with you. Okay? We'll talk about that another day, but that's what you do. Okay? Leo. All right. Cancer. Getting off on tangents here. I'm all for listening to me. If it's about me or you and I've done nothing to you, but you make it about me or you, it's gonna be you. It ain't gonna be me. I'm not rolling over, and I'm not you. I'm not a turn the other cheek girl. I'm not Christian. You slap me across my face, I'm gonna level you. Okay, just don't. Okay, how about that? Don't be touching my face. And so if you're looking for that kind of magic or that kind of white light stuff, you've got the wrong witch. I don't believe in it. And I don't believe in letting karma take care of it. You know, witches are karma. All right, and that's where karma comes here. This is where karma is. And as long as we're on the topic, thank you, Janice. I want to say one more thing about karma because I hear it all the time. But first of all, I worship a Hindu goddess. Kali is my deity, and karma is a Hindu principle. There are entire books written about karma. Karma is a huge topic. Karma is not some little old lady in the corner going, now I'm going to get you because you're a bad person. That's not karma. Karma takes place over eternity, lifetimes. Okay? Karma is universal balance. The universe has to be in balance. You're terrible here. You're going to take it out of here. We're getting a pound of flesh over here. But it could be different lifetimes. Some people believe that karma only takes place in this lifetime. It does not. Okay? I've had someone say this person is so horrible to me. I don't understand it. I've never done anything. And they just keep coming and they just keep coming. I don't get it. And I'm like, maybe you drowned their kids in a past life. I'm like, what? Because we never see ourselves as the villain in someone else's story. But maybe you did. Maybe in a past life you did something absolutely horrible. You don't know. You know? So bear that in mind too. But I also believe, I've come to believe, and this is not everyone's belief, it's my belief. Like I said in my newsletter, my belief that sometimes part of our karma is to make sure this person, this villain, this pedophile, this animal abuser, this chronic liar, cheat, so that they never do it again. My son used to love that song about destroying the car. Dug my keys into the side of his pretty little souped up ride. My son, when he was a baby, used to sing that at the top of his lungs. It was the cutest thing. But this idea of now, next time you'll think before you cheat, right? And sometimes I think the only thing that corrects karma is dharma. Dharma is the kind, good actions that we do when no one is paying attention, when there is no reward for it, when no one notices. It's the acts of kindness that erases our karmic debt. We are born with karmic debt. What the Catholics bastardized into original sin, which they wash away through baptism. We do not believe that it can be washed away. It has to be worked away. And you work it away through acts of selfless dharma. And I have come to the conclusion that maybe part of our dharma, when someone is so diabolical, when someone is so horrible, you don't set them loose a bully to hurt more children. You don't set someone loose to do more damage. Maybe it's to stop them and make sure they can never do it again, making sure they're arrested and put in prison, making sure, however you're going to do it, find a way. All right? Someone who chronically harms animals, someone who fights dogs and sees no problem. I am absolutely, nothing makes my blood boil like someone who fights dogs. I can't even tell how much I hate that. I hate people who fight dogs. I think I wrote some things about that got me in Facebook jail one of my many times. So I just want to say that making sure that they never fight with a dog, make sure they can't. That might be part of your dharma. Think about it. When you're so afraid to do something, but your conscience must be clean. You can't have provoked them. You cannot have baited them. You cannot have done anything. If you truly are the helpless victim, the hapless victim, not helpless, because you're never helpless. But yeah, then have at it. Make sure it stops. Take it to the cemetery. And I said what I said. Okay. All right. Oops. Oh, we just lost Facebook. Hang on, it's going to try to reconnect. I'm sure it will. There we go. Sorry. I do too, Chase. It really makes me crazy. All right, so let's get going here because looks like we're gonna have some struggles. All right, let's not do that. If it does happen, I'm still on YouTube, so you can come over here to Laura Lenhard on YouTube if you have to. All right? Okay, here we go. Cancer. Queen of Wands reversed. Nine of Swords reversed. Two of Coins reversed. Four of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups and Death reversed. Workaholic, the Queen of Wands reversed, the female workaholic. Nine of Swords reversed, anxiety lifted. I like that. Two of Coins reversed, money issues being alleviated. Why? Because you're working your ass off. That's why. Okay, that's how that's done. You're working really, really hard, and then you're making it happen. Four of Cups reversed. Four of Cups reversed is knowing what you want, knowing what makes you happy. Knight of Cups, Death reversed. There's a couple ways to look at this. One is sacrificing everything, personal life, for your children. I would look at it that way. This is Cancer, the consummate mother, saying they're only this little for so long, and I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure they have everything they need. Okay, this is Cancer, everything for the kid. And that's a very, very true to the sun sign. Okay. And Cancer, like Taurus, likes security, like Capricorn, the earth signs. I hate to say Cancer is the most materialistic of the water signs, but they are the most realistic of the earth signs. You know, love doesn't keep the lights on, honey. Money does that. So there's that. There's Cancer working their ass off to make it happen, to buy the extras, to create a happy home. That would be very Cancer. And the thing about Cancer is they know why they're doing it. It's not like why am I wasting my time? Why am I doing this? Why am I spinning my wheels? Why am I working so hard? No, Cancer, I'm working really hard because I got kids who need stuff. You know what? I said Death reversed. I was wrong. It's actually the Hermit reversed. Excuse me, please. I didn't mean to say Death reversed. It was the Hermit reversed. So I'm going to say it's actually self-isolating. It's having no time for anything else. Now, does it have to be a child? No, it doesn't. This could be somebody who, it could be for your art. It could be somebody who's cloistered themselves away and saying, I have to only pay attention to this. I have no time for socializing. I am choosing to be alone. I have no time to be dating. I have no time. I don't have the energy. Everything I do has to be for this right now. And again, this is just right now. Okay. But it's being done with love, and that's what I like for Cancer. It's being done in a loving way. There's no sense of I'm a martyr or self-sacrifice, or this is really just, this is what I'm about. This is what I care about, and this is who I am, and this is what matters to me. Whether it's your art, because sometimes the Knight of Cups could be what you love, artistically, emotionally. The writer, the artist. Um, or it could be again your children or child. But this idea of right now, this is what matters, and this is where I'm going to put my attention and the whole of my focus. Okay. All right. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. We have the Queen of Coins reversed, the Knight of Coins reversed, the Eight of Cups reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, the Two of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. Well, we start with the Queen of Coins reversed. that is usually a female who is fixated on money. It can be a very someone who puts money before people. Um, it's the priorities are out of whack. I'll put it that way. A materialistic female. So it's the opposite of that Cancer energy I just talked about, right? Materialistic female. The Knight of Coins reversed, the Eight of Cups reversed. The thing is, when I look at intent, if there's no money coming in, and you need money, you can sometimes sound very materialistic because like that old Janet Jackson song, "Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent," and Eddie Murphy used to make fun of it. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Well, you know what? When the rent's due, ain't nothing going on but the rent, right? When you got bills to pay, that's what's going on. The bills. It's really hard to see past that, and I'm going to say that's the situation with Gemini. This idea that gotta deal with this now. Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, you're not going anywhere, and no one's leaving. You're not losing the house, not like that. But this idea of rock in a hard place and choosing rock or hard place, doing something you don't love to do. And this is very different than it's similar, but it's different than Cancer. Right? It's the opposite. This is like, I don't love this. I'm not happy about this. I'm working, and not enjoying this, and I have no choice. And the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, excuse me. So the Eight of Cups reversed, the Knight of Swords. Problems are coming in, and they've got to be addressed. Could be someone's not feeling well. It could be an illness too, and it's again maybe it's a partnership of the husband's on disability or the husband's sick, and it's like, I gotta do what I gotta do and pay the bills. Okay, that's how blunt this is. There's no getting around it. Similar to Scorpio, where it's like there's a money bleed. We got to deal with this. The money is bleeding. We're hemorrhaging money. Well, in this case, it's like, well, there's bills to pay, and whether I like it or not, rock in a hard place, reverse, choosing rock or hard place. What are your options? Go broke? Don't eat? What are your options? Seriously. And for most of us, the options are you pick up the burden, you got to do it. Not great cards for Gemini. I'm going to throw one more, okay? The Page of the Knight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. It's not creative. It's not fun. No one's having fun here. This is no fun. This is honestly just that song. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Bills to pay. It's not creative. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's just there to be done. All right, Gemini? Again, this too shall pass. It's the energy of right now. It could be as simple as overspent at Christmas time. And now all the bills will come in, and guess what? Now we're not going to do anything. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go out to eat. It could be that simple. It doesn't have to be a tragic thing. Like I said, no one's losing the house. But it's definitely someone is saying, okay, that's dude, come on. All right? Okay, Taurus. Two more. Taurus. We have the Empress, the Queen of Cups, the Four of Wands reversed, the Six of Swords, Six of Wands, and the King of Coins. Okay, Taurus. Well, the Empress, the Matriarch, and the Queen of Cups, the Good Mother, the Intuitive. Four of Wands reversed. The Six of Swords. Six of Wands, King of Coins. I almost want to think these cards, when I first glance at them, I would say, is there some reason that you need to go visit your mother or your grandmother? There's a sense of like the husband would be like, okay, I'll stay home, and take care of things. You go see your mother, okay, or you go take care of your grandmother. The sense of I have to get out and do this. the need to visit. And the Six of Swords is usually a big trip. It's usually a trip across an ocean or a big body of land. So this would be a little visit. Um, I don't see anybody dying. That's the thing. I don't see it. There's no heartbreak around it, but there seems to be um, a need to go. Four of Wands reversed. How else could I look at this? Well, I could look at it. Oh boy, I could look at it like unwelcome travel demands at work. We got to travel. I don't really want to travel. I'd like to stay home, but I've got to leave and I've got to do this. And it's work related because it's Six of Wands, so it's work related. King of Coins is financially motivated, but it's this idea of like, well, I don't want to do it, but it's my job and I have to, or I've got this mandate, I have to go. And January is a big travel month for business, anyways. A lot of corporate meetings are held. A lot of New Year stuff is happening, so there's a lot of that going on. So there's that too. But I think for Taurus, it's leaving your comfort zone, and in taking care of matters. That's the two ways I would look at it. Either a mother that requires attention, and again that travel, husband's going to stay home, take care of the, hold down the fort, or just in general, it's a business need. I don't want to do it, but it's my job. I have no choice, or I've been assigned this and I have to go. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. Well, Orlando landed on the back of the thing, and his tail was blocking the. Okay. Aries, last one. Okay. All right. Aries. We start with the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Coins, the Devil, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Cups reversed. All right. Queen of Swords is logic, pure and simple. It is logical thought. The Queen of Swords, some people call this card the bitch card. I don't, because I don't like that word. I don't call them bitches. Bitches are female dogs. Women are not dogs. But there you have it. The energy of the Queen of Swords is all business, no small talk. We're just this is the truth. It's that person. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth. You want my opinion? Because I'm going to give you my opinion. If you ask it, you want it, I'm going to give it to you. There's nothing dressing this up. It's just unfiltered truth. Ace of Swords, strong action. Seven of Coins, how can I make money? That card is literally, how can I make money? Seven of Coins. The Devil, Six of Cups, and the Ten of Cups reversed. Now, unfortunately, when I read these cards, and again, with the two signs close, with Taurus next to Aries, and we talked about Taurus having to travel, leave their comfort zone. Not that different here in terms of work. The Devil, the Six of Cups, which is a card of leaving home, and the Ten of Cups, home not being comfortable. I'm not sure that what you're looking at in terms of how you're going to make money, you're going to be able to do it out of the house. This may require you to leave home. I don't know if it's going to be home-based business stuff. It may just be that it's almost like you're being forced to get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to throw this one last card. Yeah, Temperance reversed. The lack of balance, the lack of, I think, how can I make money? The cards are saying, not like that, you're not going to make it. I'd love to find a different way of reading these cards, but I really, and I think it's just going to be, well, I got to do what I got to do. Just like Taurus, it's my job, I got to do it. I need the money, I got to do what I got to do. But the Ten of Cups and certainly lying next to the Six of Cups, that's out of the house. That's getting out of the house. Okay, thank you. And that's not great, but that's what I'm seeing. And of course, like I say, these are short-term readings. It may be for a short time, Maybe the training is out of the house. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing for Aries. This idea of I'm not going to make the money in the house that I want to. Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you all for coming. Thanks for being here. I hope that was helpful. My pleasure. For those of you who are new, I'm glad you came. And Happy New Year, or Happy Ooh Year, however you want to look at it. And taking everything over. Oh God. Okay. Ooh. All right. Well, thank you all. Interesting. I'm looking at comments here. All right, everyone. Get some rest. We talked about self-care last week. I'm not going to reiterate that, but that's what you need to work on. And because it ain't. Hey, come here. Come. Hello. You're very loud, my friend. Very loud. Why so much? Why so much? You don't know? You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? You really are. You're kind of outrageous. You're kind of outrageous. Huh? What are you doing? That'd be nice. Okay. All right, everyone. Good night. Have a good night, and I will see you, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see you next Friday night. All right. All right. Bye bye. Everyone, behave. Bye.